And in me wanting him, I began to live off of memories. Memories of our relationship. And I'm not talking about the bad that happened in the relationship. I'm talking about the good that happened in the relationship. And I don't care how old you are or how young you are. You cannot live your life off of memories. I mean, it's fine when you're 80 years old and, you know, your husband just died and you guys have spent a lifetime together. That's fine. But it's not healthy for someone who is young and has much life in them and much love to give to spend their remaining years on this earth living with memories and not wanting to press forward. And I did a video about don't die in your valley and how you sometimes have to just, you know, be in your valley for a moment, but not die there. You know, I didn't just have like a sleeping bag and a campfire and a tent there. I had a 5-bedroom, 7-bath, 3-car garage in my valley. I was there and I wanted people to come and stay with me. That's where I was because I didn't want to move forward. But one day, I did. After I realized that he was not coming back, and nor should I want him back because the relationship wasn't a good relationship, I decided, okay, it's time for me to start dating. And I did that for a minute. It was nothing meaningful. I had a few, you know, guys or whatever that I dealt with, and that was it. Nothing ever came of it. And even though I was lonely and I wanted somebody in my life, I have never been the type of woman to accept just about anything in my life because I'm lonely. I'm better than that. I'm more than that. So I'm not just going to take you because I need somebody in my life. That was never who I was. So therefore, I was not going to just say, okay, I'm going to take you because I just got to have somebody. It don't matter that you got 6 kids and 6 baby mamas and you are unemployed. It doesn't matter. I just want to be with you because I need somebody because I don't have a man. That's not me. That's not how I roll. Yeah. So one day, after I had finally gotten to the point where I was okay, you know, I wasn't perfect, tip-top shape, everything, but I was okay. I was able to function without having every thought be consumed by my memories of him. I got my doorbell rang. And it was 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning. And it was my ex. I had always said if he ever came back to my doorstep, I would have a whole new set of curse words for him. I mean, they would have to invent curse words for this situation. But I didn't have any of that. Everything had like flooded back into my heart and flooded back into my mind. I wanted this man. I was so glad because God didn't send me anybody in all these 4 years that I've been by myself because God was saving me for this man and he came back and now he's okay and he want to be with me. Right. That ain't how it worked out. Okay, I'm just here to tell you right now, that's not how it worked out. Mind you, the only thing that the brother had said to me is, hi, how you doing? And I in my mind, I've already got him proposing to me. No, that's not what happened. And that's not how it worked out. He did, you know, when he reappeared in my life, he did do a back and a forth, a in and out thing where there was nothing intimate going on between us. But he would, you know, call every now and then or whatever. And I'm kind of like, well, why are you even calling me? One day, I met a man. Oh, did I meet a man? And he was everything that I could have ever imagined. He was giving me the attention that I had never had. I'm not going to say that I had this type of relationship, the attention in my 8-year relationship that I had with my ex. He was giving me attention that I didn't even know was possible to get from a man. He was calling me all the time. He was text messaging me all the time. He wanted to see me. He had a desire to be in my presence. And I did not have a relationship like that with my ex. It was like, I'll see you when I get to you. I'll call you when I can, or whatever, when I can. But this man showed a genuine interest in wanting to be with me. And he was educated, and he did have 2 jobs, and he was back in school. I mean, there were just so many great things about him that I liked. And I remember when I was, during my friendship with this particular man, my ex came over. And he was sitting on my couch in my living room talking to me. And I couldn't help but think like, okay, when is my new guy going to call me? Because you are just kind of like in the way. I didn't hear anything that he was saying to me. The only thing I was hearing in my mind was the voice of my new friend. Now, I'm not going to get into that, but I'll just tell you this. The relationship with the new guy didn't work. But it wasn't because of he turned out to be a monster. Or it was not. He was a great guy. He's still a great guy. It just didn't work out for other reasons that I might get into one day. But it just didn't work out. And I was okay with that. So it wasn't like a bad break or anything like that. It was nothing like that. We parted ways. It was cool. So I went back to feeling like, what do I do? Does this mean that I'm still destined to either be by myself or be with him or wait on him or whatever? But in some shape, form, or fashion, it just included my ex all day long. Excuse me. One night I was sleeping, and it was almost like something touched me, and I woke up. And it had to be like 4 something in the morning. And a scripture came to me. Psalm 37 verse 4 says that if you delight yourself in the Lord, he will grant you the desires of your heart. And I was thinking like, Then I thought about something else. I started to think in my mind. I said, what if, grant me the desires of my heart. What if God came down right this very moment, this very second, and sat on the edge of my bed and held my hand and said, daughter, what do you desire? This moment in time, right here, I will grant you whatever the desires of your heart are. Tell me what you want, and I will give that to you. Oh, some things were easy. And I wasn't, this scenario in my mind wasn't about praying for peace in the Middle East and all that kind of stuff and let Miss Millie find her cat. It was a selfish situation. It was everything that was concerning me. And I remember hesitating. I mean, I had so many things that I named off in the beginning. And then when I got to the very last thing, which obviously was my relationship with this man, I said, I know in my mind, this is what, of course, this is all playing out in my head. I know that I want God to give me a husband. But do I want God to give me this man as a husband? Or do I want God to give me the husband that I have written down on my paper in my Bible? And so what I did was I remembered my list, and I remembered everything that he represented. And it was 2 completely different things. So I decided that I cannot allow this to be about him. Because see, I loved the idea of him and everything that he represented, but I was not in love with him. I loved him, but I was not in love with him. I was in love with the idea of everything that he represented in my life. So I decided at that point that my prayer was no longer going to be about bringing this man to me. Because see, this man could never be the man that I need and I deserve. So what I asked the Lord to give me was the man that I felt that I needed, the man that I desired, the desire of my heart. And that's what I began to pray and meditate on. And so I say this to you ladies as I got to wrap this up real quick. Concentrate and meditate and pray for the desires of your heart. And if that individual is in your heart and is the desire of your heart, fine, then so be it. But if he is not, then pray and ask the Lord to send you someone, whatever God you worship, ask him to send you someone that is for you.